Yo, I almost died. Like genuinely actually one bad step away from pulling a Rishi Moon moment, losing myself, my squad, and everything I've worked for in this lifeline. And the crazy part is that that's not even the most insane thing that happened in this video. Now, real quick before we get into it, Legions of the Republic is a Roblox Star Wars game with true permadeath. If you die during a live permadeath event, well, that's it. Your rank is gone, your progress is erased, and your whole character is wiped. Like Derrick Rose going down in 2012 and truly never being the same player, everything vanishes. I'm part of the 91st Reconnaissance Battalion, and if you've watched episode 1 of this series, you already know we've been getting grounded down like House Mars at the start of the Institute in Red Rising. Constant L's, cities lost, and troopers wiping permanently, turning this into a campaign that feels like a slow, bleeding surrender for weeks at this point. So when I say I almost died today, I'm not playing it up. My character, CT-Kamu Stone, almost ceased to exist in the planet of Alderaan, and the fact that I'm making this video means something went right at the last possible second. When I first transferred into the 91st, we were running on fumes. There was barely 15 active guns left in the entire battalion. My first few weeks were spent just getting familiar with the layout, learning how the guys communicated, and stepping up as the executive officer of Bark Company. I spent hours on the drill grounds training Bark Company and the entirety of the 91st in general, getting to know the troopers, who's got officer potential, and who's just good with the gun, etc.
Should we just do us four versus those two?
Kind of like Scottie Pippen to our commanders Jordan, making sure the floor stayed locked down. And well, all that training was built for one specific assault, Dorano City. This was the first major assault in the 91st had launched with any genuine offensive fire in weeks. This wasn't us hiding behind barricades or worse, retreating as a whole. This was my first time leading a major assault on a key planet on the CIS-controlled Alderaan, a Republic inner world. Crucial. The atmosphere before we loaded in was heavy. Everyone in the squad knew what was on the line as soon as we got in there. So attempt number 1 at Dorano City went about as well as you expect from a battalion on a month-long losing streak. We deployed into the grid, got into position, and the server was choked. Lag got so thick that weapon fire was registering, commands were delayed by seconds, and the clones were literally flipping around across the map like ghosts. It was unplayable, so leadership called for a full reset to hit round 2. And look, I know resetting a lobby sounds simple, but in a unit that's been taking relentless beatings, the fact that nobody logged off, everyone just kept complaints minimal, talked to each other, and just enjoyed the camaraderie before going back into it means something to not only me, but also the lore team in control of the battle, as it's not really their fault it's lagging in the first place. So yeah, round 2 comes, and my Bark squad makes a call that in hindsight was either brilliant or reckless, and I'm not sure which. Instead of cramming into the central bottleneck with the main assault force, knowing it's a death zone and a lag zone, we split off into the tree line. We take a separate route with no clutter and everyone is locked and listening, so we get a great view of the battle and where to move next, just like we trained. We were running a backdoor cut while the entire enemy line was fixated on the front. It felt right in the gut, but I had no idea what we were about to stumble into. While the main force was trading heavy fire at the front gates, we flanked wide and found a concrete wall that nobody was watching and had some friendly ARF units already scouted. Together, we scaled the wall with ARF and jumped in thinking the close was clear. And honestly, it was clear until some B2s showed up. Now this part was extremely laggy, but basically B2s flanked the corner and I immediately pulled my squad out there when I realized things were getting hot.
It's coming on the left. All right, get ready there. Back here to the Jedi. On this corner here. Everybody heal if you need to. On this corner. I need to heal, bro. I got fucked. My Bactas aren't working. Am I too laggy for back to spray? Okay, never mind. We're good.
I cannot move. What is happening?
We evacuated out towards friendly Bark Company forces, but one of my men, only due to lag, was left behind. He was our warrant officer and also our comms officer, which meant I had no clear communication with HighCom after he was stranded. I realized that this wasn't really a good position, and the boys were just getting smoked out with orbitals. So after a quick decision, I took my men and we flanked right, noticing that there was a high ground perch hovering over the whole battalion. We climbed up, and as soon as I looked over that edge, I shouted fire.
I don't think anyone's died.
I can see, I can play the game.
That might have been a perfect clear PD, bro.
And just like that, Toronto City fell. The 91st finally had a real concrete victory on Alderaan. We didn't play it textbook, but we found the angle and snapped it shut. And sometimes that's the whole line between surviving and getting wiped. But right as the dust settled, the absolute worst case scenario dropped. Captain Clankerbuster, the commanding officer leading the entire 91st BARC company, was killed in the push, permanently. No heroic cinematic, no grand exit, just a cold assassination from the above CIS Dread Knight. It was slightly suspicious though. And well, right behind that was a ping telling me I was now the acting captain of the entire BARC branch. The guy who had spent the last few weeks in the training grounds just trying to rebuild BARC company and get our squad cohesion up. Recruiting members here and there, now handed the keys to the entire unit. I felt like Toby thrown into the starting unit as a teenager with the entire franchise on his back. I knew the climb in a perma-death unit was fast, but I didn't expect the mantle to get dropped on my head in the middle of a war zone. The 91st was already hanging on by a thread, and now I had to lead the very men I had just been training. After Toronto, I took some time off the front lines just to breathe, map out our logistics, and actually just take a break and focus on my girl and school. But while that was happening, whether by Legion of the Republic design or a failure in leadership, the worst case scenario happened. The 91st and the 21st mobilized for a massive joint assault on the capital of Alderaan, Aldera City. I'm going to be completely upfront about how this went down because it's part of the scars on the battalion now. They pushed deep into the city streets, riding the high of taking Toronto, and marched straight into a funnel. High Admiral packs let them breach the outer perimeter, pulled the door shut behind them, and locked down every choke point. Completely surrounded with no air support and no breach angle. A week after our highest moment, both battalions were forced into a total surrender to CIS forces. And if you ask me, I know I wasn't there, but you don't do that. You're a clone trooper, goddammit. You stand and fight till the last man. Fucking Sasageo, bruh. Like Captain Aaron style.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
So here I am, sitting in the commander's seat of a company and a battalion that had its greatest victory and its most embarrassing trap hit them back to back. A few days after the ultimate failure, the 91st was forced to negotiate a deal with Pax on his terms, leading to our evacuation under guard of the planet and being relocated somewhere else while Pax holds the key inner world himself. A galactic failure. So, next video, things are going to get a lot more complicated. That's all I'll say for now. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you on the next one.
Where are you, Haru? I don't get where you are.
I'm spinning, bro. I'm spinning.